Nicholas Cole, Dickie Bush, Dan Coe, and Noah Kagan all did the same thing to start out. And it's so interesting because so many people on YouTube give advice about how to start when we should actually look at what they did to start. And so that is why we should follow the proven system that actually got them started instead of listening to the big noise of other people that say, oh yeah, you should do this, you should do that, but it's actually not what actually got them the money in the first place. So what do we actually need to do to start our business? First of all, we need people. We need to have a way of contacting them, and we need to have a product to sell them. And those three parts make up the whole system of building a business. There are a few more steps to it, so that's what I'm gonna walk you through in the rest of this video, but that's how they made their money. They got people to contact them to actually sell them a micro product, a small thing that could sell. And so that is the whole thing, how they get started. It's not about raising the huge SMMA, the whole like high ticket closing. It's all those take so much skill and experience to do, because you need to be actually good at what you teach. You need to be good at what you advise, and no business will hire you again if you did a poor job, because you don't have experience with social media, because you don't have experience with high sales. It's because high ticket closer is something that I've seen now a few times, is something that you need to be really good at doing. And so you need to start with something that you are actually good enough at to get going. And this is where the micro product comes in, and not the biggest service offer you can imagine, or the biggest like SMMA or like SaaS idea that you can come up with. And so how do they do it specifically? They all leveraged some kind of social media. I know that Nicholas Cole, he started off with Quora, which Quora is a Q&A platform, but you have a specific contact place where you can actually start building momentum. And so most of them picked one social media platform that had a discoverability to it. Then how did they continue? Most of them started a YouTube channel, because a YouTube channel builds trust and builds relationship. That's something that no other social media platform out there is as good as YouTube for. Even blogging or also podcasting is not ideal for this stage, because we want this like extra discoverability of YouTube. And they all started really small, and it didn't matter to them to grow big, because all they needed is to make enough money to actually make a living online. This is also actually how Alex Hormozi got started. He sold over Facebook to his buddies a workout routine, and he did that only on the weekends. So it was really tiny, it was really micro, because it was a workout routine for 5 men, or from 5 people. For 5 people, and that's it. And I think that's the part where like he leveraged Facebook. I think in today's world, Facebook might not be the best place to start, and that's why I would advise to use a different platform. But he also started with social media, with this micro product for a few people, to actually get them get the business started. And so the next thing, and that's something they all say to do, but they don't tell you the reason of why you should do it, is to build a newsletter. I think a newsletter is interesting because the first value of the newsletter is not the actual commitment to it. The value is that you own the way, like you have the right to write every person on that newsletter an email, offering them something, contacting them, and that's the big difference of YouTube to a newsletter. So we're going from social media, getting attention, to YouTube, building trust and relationship, to the newsletter, to owning that trust and relationship, and then selling them a micro product to get money coming in using the 1-1-1 method. And I think that is boiled down the most small, the most direct and the smallest way of the system that will actually get you started to your business, because it's proven to work by so many before us. And most of them don't tell you this because it is that simple. It is easy, like it is nicer for them to sell you something that you wish you could have, like a $10,000 a month social media marketing agency. That is actually something that you need to learn skills for. Yeah, that you don't have all the things available to you. But the micro product in a skill that you know you do have to solve someone specific, that's where it's so much easier. And this is like Noah Kagan built a few of the different businesses until he actually settled for AppSumo, which was also, again, a really micro product at the beginning. It was just a way to use the skills that he had and to sell it with the way he knew he could do. And so it's so funny because this is something that repeats over and over again. The people that I reference, they don't start off learning something new to build it up. They all started with taking something they knew they could do, finding a person that had the problem, then using their skills, their knowledge to actually solve that problem, and then to try to market it to more eyeballs and to get more people on board. And there are different ways to do that, but if you don't have money, then content is the way to go. And so we need to create content to actually get the eyeballs together, to get the conversation going, to figure out the problems that people ask us for to solve them. So we need to start writing, we need to start filming. I think video beats writing because video we can repurpose in many ways. Writing is, though, the first base layer of to prepare filming, because we need to write scripts and to get clarity for the video. It just helps to have it written out. And so write and film, then choose one social media platform, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Doesn't matter, choose one. Then get the YouTube channel started with long form videos, because that's what builds trust and relationships. And then develop a single problem solution to give away for free to sign up for your newsletter. And this single problem solution is a pre-step to your micro product core offer that you have in the beginning. We can always talk about scaling later, but let's first focus on getting like a single, like small thing to solve the pain, and then to build the micro product to add onto it. So how do we actually develop the micro product now? We need to focus on one person. We need to find one problem and one dream that person has, and then we need to solve it in the best possible way. So we need to bridge the problem to the dream for that one person. And that is how it's done. It's one person, one problem, one solution. That's the product. And that's where mutual benefit is going to happen. And so this way you can learn all the skills you don't have yet, but you need to learn to get the traction going. But you have the funnel built up. You have the business set up. And so it's just about improving it after you've built it. But you shouldn't get stuck on building the product, on trying to offer something that you can't actually fulfill, because those are the two biggest problems I see overall on YouTube. It's, I'm building a product that I love, that is so great, it solves everything, and then crickets. That's how I've experienced it myself with many ways. That's why I kept iterating on my product, because it wasn't actually started with a problem and person in mind. It was started with like, ooh, what can I build that's fun and cool? And that's not how business works, because that would take up a lot more advertising, a lot more runway than we have as a solopreneur. The second thing that I see a lot is people screaming on YouTube different ways of starting a business. But the problem is that most of them are things that you need to learn the skills before you actually can do it. And so that's why they sell you that skill set in the course, because they say, oh, this is the dream you want to reach. And then they put their skills to it, But the problem is they didn't start with where you are today. And so that's the big issue. If you're starting as a social media marketing agency and you've never grown an Instagram account to like 100,000 subscribers, who do you think makes you an expert on how to grow on Instagram? You don't even have the track record yet to prove that you can do it. That's the same thing as with like all the other business ideas. Also for me, like I'm not a developer, like I'm not a coder. So for me to start a SaaS product is not gonna be the right way. Why? Because I would need to learn how to code, which would take me a lot longer to actually get going and would keep me stuck in the beginning over and over again. And so again, start with a problem you can actually solve that has a real person behind it and not a fictional where we're like, oh yeah, possibly that person could have this problem. Don't do it. It's costing you money. It's costing you time. And if you want more details on how I actually ended up agreeing with them on analyzing them, it's because I lost $50,000 in 6 years to actually get to my first dollar of income. And that's the journey you can see here and learn from my mistakes.